Hey guys, how we doing today? You're listening, of course, and watching now, finally, the podcast by Mata, and I am your host, Joe Mata. Hey, it is Friday, April 23rd. We've got another fabulous show for you to lined up today. We have with us today Kalham Amor. She is a model and content creator. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Hey, the first question is obviously, what I've always asked all my guests. Um, how did you get into the modeling and, of course, doing the content creation?
So, with modeling, I always wanted to be a model, but I'm short, so I researched what other genres I can, you know, work in that aren't,
Right,
fashion that don't require me to be 5'9" and like 100 pounds. Well, I'm less than 100 pounds, but that's besides the point.
right,
But
right,
like, I learned about glamour modeling, and technically the genre I don't really do glamour per se, like the traditional glam,
right,
but I decided to get into like fine art nudes, like lingerie, boudoir, stuff like that. Swimwear, of course. So I just honestly posted some pictures on my Instagram, reached out to a local photographer and or two, and I ended up getting published in Arsenic, like way back in the day, like 5 years ago when it was, kind of more of a blog or online magazine.
yeah,
And that set went viral, and I didn't know. And then I was like, oh, okay. So I started gaining traction, and then I ended up traveling to do a lot of modeling work, and I built my portfolio that way.
right,
Did a lot of publications and stuff like that. So that's essentially how I got into modeling. And now with content creation, so I have been kind of like creating like photo books and stuff like that ever since like the beginning of my career, just because I wanted to monetize my content.
right,
And like, I shoot like for pay. I shoot like fine art nudes and stuff like that. I've been booked by a lot of people that like do like the art side of things. So I was like, I have all these images but nowhere to post them, so I would just put them in a photo book and sell them. And so that worked pretty well. It still does. But given the pandemic and given my health issues,
mhm,
I'm not able to model like I used to. And definitely with the pandemic, I can't shoot like that until the numbers go down because I don't have a working immune system.
right,
So I decided to use my photography skills, which I got into like a year and a half ago,
okay,
and my creative direction skills, and said, okay, like I'm gonna put these on somewhere where I can get paid for them and kind of replace the modeling income with this.
right,
So, I mean, it's been nice, but I've been having trouble finding a good platform that works for me because OnlyFans is very, like sex work oriented, and Patreon is more like artists and SFW oriented. So it's just like there is nothing really for like the middle, which is where I'm at, like the little gray area.
right, right,
So, but that's basically how I got into content creation. I do create content for other like multiple platforms as well, like Instagram and other brands and stuff like that. So like I do love it. I love being creative. So I'm just really happy to be doing what I love.
yeah, yeah. All right, yeah, yeah. Because like our conversations, we had yesterday. Yeah, I was
Mm.
telling you that I was a photographer for 20 plus years, and I just wanted to, I don't know if you recognize these type of things.
Yeah, SD cards.
Yeah, I found those buried in one of my drawers. But like you were saying, way back when, you had to be, 5'9", certain look,
Hmm.
and obviously over the years, there's so much that there's so many genres now where someone who way back when maybe didn't think they could model actually
Yeah,
can now.
that's very true.
And yeah, so there's, I mean, like with like the shorter models, they can get
Hmm.
into where I was specialized in was the trade shows, the car shows, things like that,
Yeah,
where they could do the import modeling type stuff, and and make a healthy income doing that.
yeah.
So um did you go to any like schools for modeling, or was it just like you graduated from the university of trial and error?
I
Okay.
graduated from the University of Trial and Error.
There you go. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
And like I said, with me being doing my photography was the same thing. They asked, where would you go to school? University of Trial and Error. What I used to have that on my business card. And I think that's the best education.
yeah.
Because
Very
you're out
true.
there, you're making your mistakes on your own. You're figuring out how to correct those mistakes, and move forward. So now you talked about a little bit about your health. Can you talk a little bit more about that for some of the listeners who may not understand what you're going through?
Yeah. So I in 2018 I actually booked a job that I always wanted to book. It was a lead role in an Indian film, and I was super excited because that's initially why I wanted to start modeling. I wanted to get into acting, and I wanted to have a big platform that I can use for good.
Hmm.
And so in 2018, I found myself, losing a lot of weight. I couldn't eat. I couldn't hold any food down. A lot of things were happening. I was like 76 pounds, and I just
Oh,
wasn't
wow.
able to do anything. Like, it was bad. And so I was in and out of the hospital for a while, and finally I ended up going to multiple specialists, from gastrointestinal to a rheumatologist, and then found out that I have. Initially, I got diagnosed with microscopic colitis, which is a rare form of IBD. If you've heard of Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, microscopic colitis is like a sibling of that, if you will. And
Okay.
then I also got diagnosed with GERD, and IBS. And then I had an ulcer as well back then. But eventually, all those issues spiraled, and I started getting joint pain enough to the point where I couldn't get out of bed, and I just wasn't able to do anything. The fatigue really got to me, and my left knee started giving me problems. A lot of my joints started giving me problems, and then I went to the rheumatologist and found out that I have mixed connective tissue disease, which is an overlap of lupus, polymyositis, and scleroderma. So it's pretty rough, quite debilitating. I deal with it the best way I can. I take the meds that have been very famous in this past year, Plaquenil, and I manage with like a lot of, you know, diet and exercise, plant-based meds. I'm going to the doctor very soon because I need to reevaluate my meds because my disease has gotten worse. But it has really held me back from a lot of opportunities. But that's ultimately why I, started photography and started
Right.
kind of creating my own content or doing my own like photo shoots and stuff like that, because it's still creative, but it's me behind the camera, and I can work on my own time, and I really need that flexibility. So I ultimately just changed a lot of things that I was doing, from modeling to being an entrepreneur to so many things, because I learned the hard way that your health is your wealth.
Right. Exactly.
So
Now, the modeling, that's kind of maybe some good medication for you in a sense, mentally wise, maybe to help keep your mind, flowing and
yeah.
keep the creative juices going and keep your mind off of actually, what the actual issue is.
Yes, very true. I really love it because it makes me feel confident. It's good, but it's painful. So every
Yeah.
time I have like a shoot, like a booking or something, I make sure that I plan some time off, like, that I can spend horizontal, like, basically. But
Yeah.
I love it. I struggle with body dysmorphia as well. So like every time I do a shoot, I'm able to see that, oh, okay, like I don't have like, I'm not bloated, I'm not fat or anything like that. So yeah,
Right.
modeling is wonderful for that. It helps me
Okay.
so
Great.
much. Yeah.
Right. Now, what are some of your favorite photographers to shoot, as well as your the concept or theme that you like always love shooting when you hear about it? It's like, oh gosh, I'm gonna get to shoot this. Beautiful.
Ah, yeah, this is a great question. My favorite photographers that I've worked with, very grateful. Eric Tranberg and Cassandra Keys. Those are my two top favorites that I've always wanted to work with, and I ended up working with them. So that was rad.
Mm,
I
great.
love. I don't actually remember how to pronounce her full name. Is Sasha. She works with a lot of celebrities. Her work is very good. And then I also like there's like a few photographers that oh yeah, Orangutan, Mike Tang, I believe his name is. I like his work a lot. So those are some photographers that I whose work I admire and who I want to like, kind of not copy, but I'm inspired by their styles and concepts. Also 36 Neeks, I believe his name is. He shoots with a lot of like Instagram famous people and I love his work cuz it's very vintage film. That being said, the concepts that I'm like super down for over the years I've really changed my aesthetic to fit something that's like more me and
Mhm.
not something that fits like the genre of glamour modeling. So I love shooting on film is like my favorite thing to shoot on. Vintage, anything kind of like in that area, retro, grunge, that sort of thing. I love artistic concepts such as like especially beauty shoots. I love that. I used to love that so much
Okay.
because I love being a canvas. And I like shooting in like outdoors. I know that's not very like descriptive. I like sand dunes and pretty places like
Right.
mountains like that. That really inspires me and drives my soul.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And 'cause you're outdoors, you got the natural light.
Yeah,
On a good day, you've got those cumulus clouds up there, which can make some great reflection light, for the photographer and capture, the raw beauty of the model. So
very
that's
true.
always, yeah. Now, what are some of the misconceptions that people have, say, about modeling or even you yourself?
Misconceptions about modeling. Oh, these are so many. For starters, I think a huge misconception is that, especially with like nude modeling or like modeling in lingerie and stuff like that, is that the model has like sex with the photographer or sexual relations with the photographer or something like that, and that's not true at all. Because like a lot of people think, oh, this photographer has a naked woman in front of them, like they're automatically going to be turned on, and that's not supposed to be the case, and that isn't the case. So
Right,
that's something. The other one is about nude modeling in porn or glamour modeling in porn. A lot of people automatically think, oh, if you're a nude model or if you shoot anything like that's a bit suggestive, you're automatically going to be on OnlyFans busting it open. And I'm like, that's not always the case. Like, come on.
right, right.
Like, so I get that a lot on mine where they're like, I have it like in my bio, I have it in my description, I have it everywhere that I don't post porn on there, that I don't do solar masturbation, that I don't do any of that stuff. And they automatically come on there and they're like, where is this? Why don't you have this? And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
they're just put what it is. They're pushing your buttons, hoping that you'll go a little farther than what you're more comfortable, not comfortable with is what it is. There's
yeah,
all kinds of people out there that push that, and so you just got to ignore them and just continue to do what's making you happy and that's all you got to worry about.
that's very true.
You know.
But yeah, those are honestly a lot of the misconceptions I deal with. Especially like they automatically say nudity equals porn, and I'm like, that's not it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, and some of the things that you sent me,
Mhm.
there's something about crypto.
Yeah.
I see a lot of that online. Someone who may not be as well educated in crypto,
Mhm.
can you give them a little brief education on that?
Alrighty, let's go. Okay, so NFTs. You've probably heard a lot about them. You're probably sick of them. But it essentially stands for non-fungible token, which is like basically an authentication token where it means that two pieces cannot be the same. There's with the concept of fungibility where you cannot like one never is going to equal the other. So in essential, I guess it basically is like scarcity, like digital scarcity. But um I like I initially said, the way things are going, I don't really see a place that's fitting for my art specifically because of the way Patreon is and the way OnlyFans is. So I was like, maybe I should just get into crypto art instead. And so I recently got into the process of making and minting NFTs. I currently mint on Hicketnunk, which is a platform that is on the Tezos blockchain. Tezos is a cryptocurrency that is uses reusable energy, so it's clean energy. So a lot of the environmental issues that a lot of people talk about when they're talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum are not present on the Tesla's blockchain. But most NFTs are minted on ETH, the Ethereum network, which Ethereum is like similar to Bitcoin, which a lot of people have heard of. It's a cryptocurrency that is very high in value. And that's, I believe that's the first blockchain where they had NFTs and all that. So I do have an OpenSea account. I'm not opposed to minting on ETH. I just haven't done it yet because gas, which is the cost that you use to like mint, is very high at the moment. And I'm kind of waiting until I find my right piece for my Genesis piece, which is like the first piece that you put on the blockchain. You
Right.
know, I just want everything to go well before I put something on the Ethereum blockchain. But right now, I'm just minting on the Tesla's blockchain. And I find that, you know, a lot of the people that purchase NFTs are into the art. So that's why I like it better. And I can see a better future with my art and stuff like that on with NFTs. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes a while to get.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would really, I was listening to everything, but it just went woo. You know, I'm gonna have to rewatch it a few times. Obviously, do a little more research on it, but
Mm-hmm.
that was some nice information there for people who probably understood it because I just woo went right over my head. Um, so let's talk about some of like say what's going on with you like on your let's say a day off for you. What is a day off for Calham like?
Alrighty. I honestly don't have many days off because I'm an entrepreneur. But
No,
um,
that's fine.
most of the time, my day off consists of, I guess my sick days are my days off. Those are really the only days off I take. So I watch anime. I love anime. I drink tea. I, um, um, you know, like I guess I 420 it up sometimes. Not really that much though, because I'm a medical user.
Uh,
Let me see what else. That's it. I mean, a relaxing day for me, like ideally would be to go out and like hike or something. But hiking is like something I'm limited to. So basically watching anime and drinking tea and maybe eating some chocolate. I don't know.
okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite anime?
Wow, that's a hard one. Naruto, the Naruto franchise. That's,
Okay.
yeah, tied between that and One Piece.
Okay, because my older kids they were
Mm-hmm.
watching I don't know the name of it, but it's on Hulu, some baseball anime.
Oh, okay. I haven't
Yeah,
heard.
they were really into that one, and they were just constantly watching it. So I mean, that's all I know about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. I mean, I have Hulu as well, but I watch like what have I been watching so far? I've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
Um, um, Naruto is obviously like an OG like anime,
Yeah.
and now they have like Boruto, which is like Naruto's kid. It's crazy. Like I love seeing like their future like kids and stuff like that. You know, it's just adorable.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
I always tell my kids I watched the original anime,
Hmm.
which was Speed Racer when I
Oh,
was a
I
kid.
love Speed Racer.
Yeah, I used to love watching that. I mean, I'll still get on YouTube and watch, episodes and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I got it somewhere buried around here, but got the Mach 5 and Racer
Ah,
X's car somewhere. I'll have to find it, but if I find it, I'll post it and show it to you. But I've got them buried somewhere around here. So yeah,
nice. I've
yeah, I love that.
like I binge watched Speed Racer not that long ago.
Yeah, yeah, 164 episodes or something like that there was. And the guy who bought the rights to it, everyone thought, you're crazy, for buying. And that guy is so freaking rich now from
Wow.
from owning the rights to Speed Racer. I mean, you can't do anything Speed Racer without his approval.
Nice.
That's how locked down he's got that.
Nice.
Um, his last name's Fernandez, but I can't remember his first name.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's pretty good that he did that, and he's making a lot of money off of that. So
Yeah.
now back to your modeling.
Uh-huh.
Um, where do you see yourself in 5 years with as it's pertains to modeling?
Pertaining to modeling, I would, after things settle down and I'd say it's safe for me to go back to the gym, I'd like to try out for Playboy again. I did, and things went well, but ultimately the pandemic got in the way. So I'd like
Hmm.
to do that again. But after that, I can see myself doing more of like my own projects, and working with other brands for more like, influencer collaboration work, like shooting my own campaigns. Um, and hopefully expanding that to shooting like campaigns for my own business and brands that I'm working on and stuff like that.
Right.
Because everything essentially is, I mean, inspired or connected to somehow with my modeling. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Now, where you live in the country, how much of a lockdown is in place,
no,
or somewhat of one?
nothing. Like this whole state has been open for like the entire pandemic, and I don't. I mean, I can't stand it because I'm immunocompromised, but
Right.
I live in Texas, and it's a very, very. It's not a good place for someone that doesn't have a working immune system to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So pretty much it's pretty much real hard for you to get out. Pretty much then.
yeah, yeah, very much so. Like I'll before I was going out like once a week just to see my boyfriend and then come home, and he was actually the person that was helping me with like a lot of my content creation and my photography and all that.
Okay.
But he recently moved to California because he has like training and stuff like that for,
Oh, okay.
yeah, for his athletic endeavors. So now I just don't get out much at all. Like it's I want to, like, my friend is actually moving in with me on Monday.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna be living here for a while, like with me, and so I've been kind of trying to practice going out a little bit, but it's hard because like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, like some people just don't care, and um I my immune system can't handle that. So
Right. Well, yeah, it's understandable. I mean, it's like you can't tell me what to do. We live in a free country.
mhm,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you live in a free country, but you going outside and acting like a dumb shit. You
right,
excuse my
exactly.
language, but you're gonna end up catching something or giving it to someone else.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the whole this whole pandemic has been like very, I've seen a lot of hypocrisy on both sides, and it's just like what the fuck,
Yeah, yeah,
like super performative. Like
yeah,
even like I'm a vegan, and even the vegans are on the wrong side of the pandemic. It's like really gross.
yeah,
So
yeah. You just gotta, like I said, just hang in there and do what you got to do. And if you decide to, you get the shot,
yeah, I
and
got it.
yeah, all right. Did you get your second one yet or no?
Yeah, fully
Oh,
vaccinated. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah. I got mine as well, and
Congrats.
thank you. Yeah, the second, the first one, just gave me a little bit of a headache,
Hmm.
and the second one kind of knocked me on my rear. You know,
Same.
yeah, I was had a fever for about a day, and got rid of that. The next day, just had a little headache, and now I'm you know doing jumping jacks.
Yeah.
you know, so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
mine was my side effects were horrible.
yeah.
But I was like, the way I think about it is, imagine if I had like that kind of fever, because mine was like 104 degrees, and I was like, I
Oh wow, you there? I can still hear you.
in the middle of this, I'm really like, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
I can. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so annoying. But basically like what was I saying? Right. So I had a really bad fever, but the way I think of it is like if I had that with like all the issues with my lungs, like I don't
Right.
know how I would have been able to survive that.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a relative who lives about 40 minutes from me, and he caught it from
Yeah.
work.
Oh my gosh.
He caught it from one of his workers at work, and he had it so bad that they had to put him in an induced coma.
Oh my god.
And this was like kind of in the beginning stages of the pandemic, and they were still learning about it, and they tried this experimental drug on him
Oh.
from England. I forget
Oh.
the name of it, and if that didn't work, they were saying that he was a goner.
Oh
So
wow.
they put, they gave him that, and about 5 days later, he woke up out of his coma, and he was able to beat it and everything, and so thank goodness for that. But it's
Yeah.
just, just wear a mask. It's not that difficult,
Yeah, and plus it
you
looks
know.
good.
And so you got to wear a mask. Big deal. It's just do what you got to do. Go wear your mask. Get in your car. You can pull your mask off, and live your life. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, these times, we got to do what we got to do to survive. So
Yeah. It's like
yeah,
putting on clothes, and I'm like, I mean, they get into a tizzy about people not wearing clothes. So
yeah, yeah. So back to your modeling.
yes.
Um, do you see yourself stepping out of the box, say that you're used to, and trying other things that maybe to grow your OnlyFans, or just kind of expand your portfolio?
I actually don't. I mean, I'm using OnlyFans because it's popular, but I actually don't like OnlyFans that much.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of expand my portfolio more and kind of do expand more in that direction. I mean, I can kind of see myself doing more like lifestyle things on OnlyFans, like maybe cooking in lingerie or stuff like that.
Right.
But that's something that I want to do after I get my living situation together and like have my businesses established because I think showing that side of me, but like in lingerie or like topless or something, I
Right.
think that would
Right.
be really cool because not a lot of people understand the weird things that I do, especially like with the business stuff, and I'm sure people won't mind seeing someone like that they consider attractive in like lingerie talking about like what they're doing on today on their
Yeah.
business or like what they're cooking, like making baked tofu or like I don't know, creating a crypto art piece, something like that.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah. And it's like I said, and actually seeing a
yeah,
video of someone, moving around, um, in, like you said, lingerie, or even if it's they're in a football uniform,
yeah,
seeing them moving around as compared just to seeing pictures,
yeah,
it's totally different, and I think you're going to get a lot of positive feedback from, when you do that. I think
yeah.
that's because on the OnlyFans, I've seen, yeah, they've got, you know, I don't know, 200 pictures,
Hmm.
but only one or two videos.
Hmm.
And it's like, you get a lot of, well, we want more videos, and I think
Hmm.
the content creators who put up those videos are going to
Hmm.
get a lot more viewers, and maybe even lead to the subscriptions as well,
Yeah,
because
true.
they've got the actual video of seeing the person they admire, or have a crush on, or whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
and just watching them, do that. So I think that you're onto something there. If you can create some more videos, and like I said, using the concept that you were talking about, I think you're gonna increase your numbers a
True.
lot.
Yeah, very true. Like, I mean, I have a couple of videos on there like that, but I wasn't able to do as much just because, like,
Right.
the way I shoot is like a batch shoot, and I can only see my like. When he was living here, I would only see my boyfriend like once or twice a week, because of
Right.
the pandemic, and so those 2 days would be allotted to like shooting and then making sure that I have everything ready for like my one Patreon like post and then my OnlyFans sets and stuff like that. So
Right.
I wasn't able to focus as much on that, but I think with my friend moving in, it's going to be way better for me to create more lifestyle content cuz like I do like the lifestyle aspect. You're right about that. Videos are great. I've only got like 38 videos, so I need to pump it up, put some more videos on there.
Yeah. And like I said, and then once you do that, your fans are going to see oh wow, like you said, you had 30, then all of a sudden the week later you've got 45. They're going to
Yeah.
say, wait a minute, what's going on here? Boop, 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 boop. They're going
Yeah.
to be, they're going to be on it. So,
Yeah.
and then if they like, like we were talking yesterday, if they like your content, they're going to tell 20 of their friends,
Yeah,
and
true.
and then it's gonna reel them in,
Yeah,
type of
true.
thing.
Very
So,
true.
um, is there anything you'd like to, before we close this out,
Hmm.
say to your fans, or anything that you want to say that I may not have covered real quick?
Um, Let me think. Well, honestly, I just want to give like a big shout out to my followers and my fans and all that good stuff. Thank you for supporting me, even though I've been sick. And also like I I don't even know how to start talking about my like businesses, so I'm gonna not even bring that up. So, but I just, wanted to say thank you for supporting me. And, like, I know given this invisible disability that I deal with, it means a lot to me that these people are like, here and they have my back and stuff. So that's
Yeah,
really all I've got to say.
yeah, well, definitely. And um, knowing that you have the fans that are still with you,
Hmm.
and you having, exactly you said, what you have, that invisible disease, and they know that there are going to be times where you're down, you're not going to be able to create content,
Yeah,
and yet when you're back up and they're still there,
very true.
you can't ask for any more loyalty than that.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, I literally took 2 years off of social media, and I'm just very grateful to have been in, I mean, between the top two to the top 4 or 5%, like for the year that I've had OnlyFans. So I'm like grateful for that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and I definitely, like I said, you start shooting that other content that you were discussing,
yeah,
you're gonna shoot up a lot higher for sure.
yeah, true. Just gotta get there. Just
There
gotta
you go.
do it.
You'll
Yeah.
get there. You'll get there.
Yes.
And then don't when I end this, don't close it out, because remember we're going to talk about those other things that we're going to talk about.
Yes. True.
Okay. All right, guys. Hey, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Hey, hope you guys like the show. I want to give another big thanks to our guest Kalham Amor for being with us. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Hey, you guys have a great weekend, and we're going to see you at the next video. Have a good day.
Bye. Love from Column.